Hey folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of The Articulate Fly, and we're back with the first tip of the Mitt fishing report of the new year. Happy New Year, Kaz.
Mr. Cash, Happy New Year to you. How is everything in your part of the world?
Even though it's cooling off, it is remarkably warmer than it is in your neck of the woods.
It's slightly chilly. We're making ice in northern Michigan, and a lot of the ice fishing guys are extremely happy. But the other side of us guys that would love to be on the water and hear some frogs and crickets are tying flies and listening to podcasts. What else is there to do all winter?
Yeah, there you go. And, so it's interesting. We were talking before we started recording, you're getting ready to hit the show circuit. And I know our friends at Norvice are. Where can folks meet you in the flesh in the Midwest this winter?
I am so excited to finally shake hands and possibly smile at fellow fly anglers. Next weekend, January 15th and 16th, I will be in Lebanon, Indiana for the Heartland Fly Fishing Show. It's a 2-day festival. Some great tires will be there. I know I've met Sergeant Joe Bassfisher there. He's one of my favorite guys. There's going to be bamboo restoration with Ron Scott and Ned Newhart, Glenn Blackwood. Orvis guys will be there. Phil Cook, Sugar Creek Anglers, Tenkara Guides, Jimmy Chang Photography, Dooley's Fly Fishing, a fly shop out of Illinois that carries Norvice. They'll be there on hand taking questions and helping people out. A whole bunch of other friendly, fun people. John Ray, Ed McCoy, Kevin Feenstra, all Michigan guides, all great people. And then 2 weeks after that, February 5th, I believe, I'm going to be in Cincinnati, Ohio for the Buckeye United Fly Fishers. That should be a great show as well.
Yeah, very cool. I know our friends at Tuck Fly Shop will be in Cincinnati.
That'll be awesome. Good to hang out with those guys. And I think Fly Masters will be there and a whole bunch of other great fly shops.
Yeah, and so are you going to be walking around? Are you going to have your own booth? Or are you going to be in someone else's booth? Where can people look for you?
I will be proudly waving the TFO banner and bringing all my TFO rods so that people can cast the new BC Big Fly rod that Blaine Chocolate helped us design. And you got a little giveaway going on with Blaine, don't you?
Yeah, I do. We've got, he's doing some more online tying classes, and for his January classes, we're giving away a BC Big Fly rod, 10 weight, a matching reel, and an SA line. So, folks looking the Articulate Flies Instagram feed, they'll be able to check that out and sign up for the class and get entered in the drawing.
That fly rod's a phenomenal rod. Blaine put a lot of work into it, a little bit of heart and soul, and the NTR reel that's going with it. Hard to beat that machined aluminum reel. It's a very sexy looking and well machined tool for anybody chasing big toothy critters.
Yeah, there you go. And I'm sure you're going to have all of your Norvice stuff with you too.
Absolutely. I'll probably be sitting there tying some flies because it's kind of hard to let the downtime go when I can knock out a few Pat's rubber legs.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know they've got some new stuff out. I know for the holiday season, they put out their tube fly system in stainless steel, and they've got a great toolbar that's been out a little bit longer. But I bet you'll be at the shows with some of those new toys, won't you?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing the toolbar and showing some people how easy and how effective and fun it is to spin a fly on the Norvice system.
Yeah, absolutely. And just so you know, folks, we always want to give a shout out to our friends at Norvice for sponsoring us on the fishing report. And they're going to be doing a lot of shows. I know they've got some of their ambassadors are going to be doing a show in Idaho this coming weekend. But if you go to Norvice, it's www.nor-vice.com and click on their events tab, and you'll see all the fly fishing shows that they're going to be at. So if, for example, Kaz isn't in your neighborhood, but you want to check out the Norvice in person, you can head over to one of those shows. And, even though it's the ice fishermen are happy and the fly fishermen aren't right now, we got a question from Glenn, Kaz, and he wanted to know your favorite nymph pattern for winter trout.
Wow. Nymphing in the wintertime is a loaded fly box question. I would not be caught on the river nymphing without a rainbow warrior, a pink squirrel, Duracell jig fly, or Walt sexy worm. That's not to say that, why not bring a squirmy, wormy, or an egg fly or old classic time true tested hare's ear or pheasant tail or a prince nymph. What gets it done is not one special magic bullet. You can't rely on one fly to be the magic fly. Having that variety of an arsenal, and obviously it varies whether you're talking about Great Lakes fishery versus out west or Rocky Mountains, because those guys are going to be using, the WD-40 or an RS2 or a zebra midge or a Griffiths net. But we just don't have those tailwater fisheries here like they do out west. And I would much rather bottom bounce with a fly that I've got a lot of trust in, like the Walled Sexy Worm behind a Pat's rubber leg. That Pat's rubber leg, again, is getting that fly down into the strike zone, where my second fly, it might be a size 16 or an 18, much smaller fly. I need that heavier point fly to get my main fly down. So using a 2-fly system is critical.
Yeah, you also have some really big bugs in your system too. Like you've got hex nymphs, and they're pretty good morsel.
Absolutely. And if you're fishing below, Tippy Dam, Croton Dam, any of the big waters, throwing something that looks like a hex nymph, your sparrow fly, that's what a lot of steelhead love to key in on. So I would not shy away with something that has some kind of rabbit tail on it that gives it some motion, looks like a hex nymph.
Yeah. And I think the real trick right in the wintertime is the bite window is going to be late morning to probably mid-afternoon, and you got to fish deep and slow, right?
Absolutely. Slow everything down. Sometimes being out there early before the sun's too high and the fish are hiding. So it all depends. Your barometric pressure, when it gets too cold, all your stuff is icing up. I think you need to find your window when you can find your window.
Yeah. Well, I think too, right? I mean, you slow it down, and, I think, fish aren't going to move in the wintertime. So I think the biggest thing, Glenn, too, is to think about, being really methodical the way you cover water.
Break that water down into a grid. Exactly. Yeah. George Daniel will say the same thing. Take one step forward, make 5-6 casts. Take one step forward, make 5-6, and keep working that run.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yep. And find that deep, slow water, because that's where the fish are going to be.
They're all usually conglomerated up, but watch out for that shelf ice. Be careful waiting. And our newest discovery on the Manistee a couple weeks ago, a fishing buddy of mine who works for the tribe as a water quality specialist, we discovered Didymo. So I cannot express enough to fellow anglers to be sure to wash and sanitize your waders and your boots, clean your boats, and especially if you fish one river system and move over to another river system. It's spreading, and I've seen what this can do. It's not going to kill everything, but it's not going to make things better for a while.
Yeah, it makes waiting less than fun. And it really does when it gets going. It really puts these mats out that really smothers the bug life.
The algae blooms can be large, and there doesn't seem to be a chemical or mechanical way to slow the spread. So it's got to be right now, according to the DNR and Eagle, we need to watch, contain, monitor, and hopefully not spread this to a whole bunch of our other rivers. So heads up, be aware, spread the word.
Yeah, well, there you go. And, folks, we love questions at the Articulate Fly. You can email them to us or send them to us on our Facebook or Instagram page. And if we answer your question, I will send you some Articulate Fly swag. And then at the end of the season, we're going to have a drawing with some cool True North Trout stuff, as well as a $100 gift certificate from our friends at Norvice. And it's a little chilly, so if you're not into ice fishing, probably a great time to sit down at the Vice, or if you're close to a fly fishing show, to check those out. And remember, if you head over to www.nor-vice.com, you can check out all of their events, and maybe you can go by and see Tim and Tyler or one of the ambassadors. And folks, I hope you all have a happy new year and a happy 2022, everybody.
Thank you. Same to you, Marvin. I'll see you in a couple weeks.